welcome to this video. I'm Katie. I do prenatal workout videos and you can join the Great Pregnancy Challenge and train with me daily. There's also some preparation for birth and there will be more about postpartum. But a part of my channel is also to meet and talk to specialists in various fields. And today I have the great pleasure to be able to talk to TCM therapist and specialist Mounia.
Hello.
Hello. Can you tell us a few words about yourself?
Yes, I'm Mounia. I'm a TCM therapist. The TCM is traditional Chinese medicine. I have my practice here in Zurich. I'm working mostly with women and I support them navigating some phases and periods in their lives, like hormonal shifts, pregnancy and postpartum. I support them during their fertility journey and also their partners. Yes, I support them during perimenopause and menopause, and for me it's very important to combine the TCM world with the modern science and giving always tips to adapt in daily life. It could be nutrition, it could be acupressure, it could be qigong, and mycotherapy, medicinal mushrooms.
And that is why we're talking to Mounia today, because Mounia specializes in women's health. We have also made already a few videos with Mounia, and I will link them in the description box below. So there's one specifically talking about pregnancy nausea and what can help to treat it also from a TCM perspective, as well as some acupressure points that help with that and some qigong exercises. But today we are going to be talking more about birth preparation from a TCM perspective. So I am currently almost 38 weeks pregnant and expecting the baby to come any day. So it's a good time to talk to Mounia, and I will definitely apply all this specialist knowledge that she will kindly share with us. So Mounia, can you tell us some tips, TCM, how to prepare the body for birth?
So basically, women come into my practice around 37th week of pregnancy, and sometimes I read somewhere that it's good to go to TCM or acupuncture before giving birth. Sometimes gynecologists or midwives send them to me because in this period from the 37th week to the 40th week or plus, we can do a lot of work in TCM with acupuncture or with cupping, with Trina, and it's basically we want to prepare the body to have a smooth birth, to smoothen also this kind of muscles and tendons. We want to work on the opening of the hips. We want to prevent birth injuries, which is a big topic for women giving birth. And we want to give also a kind of qi and blood flow in the uterus to have all, at the end of the pregnancy, a good downwards movement, because we prepare the movement downwards.
Mm-hmm. Mounia, can you tell us a little bit what acupuncture specifically does? So you mentioned something about is it about regulating the blood flow so that
it's regulating. We talk always about qi and blood. Qi is our vital energy which is flowing in our body during in the meridians in our body. We have basically 12 meridians and extra meridians, and we want to have a good flow. We don't have blockages. Blockages are stagnation, and stagnation creating illness, pain, and visible things or palpable things in the body. And acupuncture aims to support really the birth situation, to give an opening to prevent that all the muscles and the tendons and the body keep stiff. We want to have a smoothness. We want to have a good movement in the body. We want to prevent the injuries, I said. And and these kind of things we can support at each phase in the last 3-4 weeks of the pregnancy.
Mm-hmm. And previously you also mentioned that there are certain foods that can also help prepare the body. So currently I'm suffering a little bit from indigestion problems. I know that it is a rather common symptom in pregnancy, but keeping this in mind, that I want to have a natural birth, which essentially it's the same area, right? Is there something that we can do, or does TCM have some pointers or advice around, how to help with this digestion process?
For the digestion, always I look into the nutrition of the women who comes into my practice. So in cases of constipation, sometimes caused by their lifestyle, sometimes caused by medication they take, we look into what they eat. Do they eat things who take more fluid out of the body, or do they eat things what gives a kind of smooth impression of the stool, you know? Like in constipation things, everyone knows that figs are very good for this. At the moment we have the autumn, and in this period we have fresh figs. So we can eat fresh figs because they tonify qi, they tonify yin, they give yin to the intestines, which means it softens the stool, it prevents dryness in the body. Also I suggest always to eat jujube. It's a red date in TCM. It's not like the dates you know in the supermarket, which are very sweet and sticky. These kind of dates are very dry, not so sugary, so you don't have to be afraid of. And these kind of red dates, you can integrate them in hot water to do a kind of tea. Or you put them in little slices in your porridge in the morning, in a warm meal in the morning, to always to support this digestion. And this jujube supports qi and blood. And qi and blood are always for the digestion important, because if we have not enough qi, the vital energy to give the movement, and not blood production, which is sufficient, we have a kind of dryness in the body. So the jujube could be a very important thing in these kind of problems of constipation, but also in postpartum, because sometimes we lose blood and we have exhaustion, and this jujube would be a really good companion to have it in mind before the birth and after the birth.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned the other type of dates. So yeah. I understand that these jujube dates are better than I think they're called medjool dates?
Yeah, medjool is a kind of sort, I think it's a brand, area or brand.
Mm-hmm. So if I cannot get these red dates, are the other dates still okay or not really because of the high sugar content?
It's a high sugar content, and also they are very humid and sticky and greasy, and can create blockages because they're they are known as to be very humid in TCM. It creates humidity. It could not be really optional, a really good option to integrate it in the nutrition. So I would put the sugary dates away. If you have a craving and you want something sugary, why not, you know? But if you have these kind of problems of constipation, take the red dates. You can order them online. If you know some kind of Asian supermarket, in kind of Chinese supermarkets, Korean or Japanese, sometimes they have a little corner with the jujube dates, and then grab them and eat them like this, or do them in hot water, put them in your porridge, or put them in your broth, because broth is also a kind of very important thing during pregnancy because it's very nourishing. And in this broth you can also put some jujube, and you have really the double power of everything.
Alright, I think I'm going to go home and cook today. Broth with jujube.
And other veggies.
Yes, of course. Have you heard of raspberry tea? Raspberry leaf tea?
Yes.
This is another thing that I've read or heard.
I suggested also women to drink them.
Mm-hmm.
You can even start around the 34th week with the raspberry leaves tea, and you can drink it until the end. I suggest only to do it maybe between 34th and 37th or 38th week, and then to stop. Yes, but it's very good also to soften all these kind of muscles and area for the birth. Another thing which I'm suggesting, it's not really typical TCM, but it's very important also to do steaming. So I suggest always women to do some hay flower steaming. You can get them in the pharmacy. You have these dried hay flowers. You can put them in hot water like a basin, and put this basin in the toilet. And then you steam from downwards. You sit over the steam. Attention, not too hot, because you don't want to burn yourself before giving birth. So please be very sure that it's not too hot. Then you sit on this kind of installation you made. You can do this kind of towel, or you can have a kind of skirt over your knees, and do a little steaming from down upwards. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Are there any other tips or anything else that TCM recommends, or that you as a TCM therapist do with your patients when it comes to birth preparation?
When they come to birth preparation, we do weekly TCM treatments. They come really weekly in, and we do basically acupuncture. Really important points we do for the prep. So there are really some specific points to do in this period. Sometimes at the end of the pregnancy, we are working on the lower back, because we want to do some downwards movement for giving a kind of impulse for the downwards movement. So we can needle also in this area, or do some cupping in this area. I do also use some press seats, which I put on the ear to give them like an impulse, also for the uterus, for the contractions, for the nervous system. What we do also, but it's another method of TCM which is not known, it's moxa, called moxa. These are like big cigars. It's pressed from Artemisia vulgaris. It's an herb, and it's pressed in like a shape of a cigar, and we heat this cigar, and we are heating some acupuncture points to give really some yang. Yang is really movement in TCM, and we want to do some yang movement upwards to pull and to tear everything downwards. These are, I think, the most important methods we use. The acupuncture, the press seat on the ear, the tweener, the cupping, and the moxa.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's a lot.
Wow. Yes, but not everything in a treatment. You have always to choose what kind of treatment you will do because of the energy of the patient. Sometimes they come exhausted here. You can't do a big treatment. You have to put maybe some soft treatments, but combined with acupuncture. Sometimes they say, okay, my lower back area, it's so stiff, it's aching, then we have to do some tweener massage or the cupping and the needling. And at the end of the pregnancy, we do really some more moving points. Then we give the whole battery of methods when we combine more things. Sometimes also I give some moxa to my patients for doing it at home. so they can heat some points and stimulate some points at home, especially when they know, okay, it will be around this weekend, the due date, or on Monday, and I'm not around on weekend. So they have this kind of moxa, and they can do it at home alone or with the help of their partner. But there are some little things they can do alone with the steaming, with the red dates, with the nutrition, and with the tea and the moxa.
Mm-hmm. And from what I understand, this is not a myth. It really does work and it really does help, right? So Mounia has seen many, many patients who come being skeptical about the TCM methods and then giving birth, sometimes within hours, sometimes within a few days, depending on what was done to the patient and at which stage in pregnancy, which week they came.
Sometimes they come and they say always, oh, I don't know, maybe it doesn't work, I don't believe in it, and then we work, and then I say to them, okay, don't plan big things now. Maybe it can be in the next 6 to 24 hours. There's some movement and contractions, and if you feel them, then you know something is starting. And sometimes I get after the weekend some SMS. Hey Mounia, we got now our new family member, and then I say, okay, good, it worked.
Fantastic. It's so good to hear and talk about these cases as well, because I think a lot of people don't understand what TCM is. I think a lot of people are slightly skeptical, also afraid of the needles. And you said that the needles are very, very thin, tiny. You cannot feel them when you do the needling. So nothing to be afraid about. It is just another thing that can help your body prepare to give birth, and you can also prepare mentally. It's a nice, calming, relaxing session. So something definitely to put on the agenda in the last weeks leading up to birth. Yeah. All right. Lovely. Thank you, Mounia, so much for sharing these tips with us and sharing what we can do also from a TCM perspective. And I think we will maybe make some videos postpartum as well.
With pleasure.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Have a good day, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.